Broke is a fucking choice. You want to change your life? Then get off your ass and take some goddamn action. Because money follows movement, not excuses. Most people talk about getting rich like it's some magical event. But wealth isn't found, it's built through relentless action. You don't need luck, you need balls, commitment, and execution. If you're sick of being broke, stuck, or average, it's time to face the brutal truth and dominate your destiny. Let's talk about how the winners do it. Action is the only currency that matters. You can sit there soaking up all the motivation in the world, memorizing quotes, filling notebooks with ideas, attending seminars, visualizing your goals. But if you're not acting, you're lying to yourself. It's self-deception dressed up as productivity. You're just another dreamer in a sea of talkers, waiting for the perfect moment that doesn't exist. And while you wait, someone else, someone with less talent but more guts, is out there taking what could have been yours. Wealth doesn't come to the most knowledgeable, it comes to the most relentless. Every successful person you admire didn't get there because they sat around planning every tiny detail. They got there because they moved, they acted. They started messy, they failed fast, and they kept swinging. They didn't ask for permission or overanalyze every move. They pulled the trigger when others were still stuck in thought. And you know what? The market rewards that kind of aggression. The world doesn't care how smart you are. It doesn't care what your potential is. It only pays for execution. It pays for people who show up, who decide, and who deliver no matter what. Action isn't just a step in the process, it is the process. People waste years of their life trying to perfect things before they even begin. Perfectionism is just fear wearing a mask. Waiting to figure it all out is a luxury you can't afford. Every second you hesitate, opportunities vanish. People less talented than you are building businesses, closing deals, leveling up, because they had the balls to act. The harsh truth, if you're broke, stuck, or average, it's not because you're unlucky. It's because you're hesitating while others are executing. You want to make real money? Then make real moves. You want a different life? Then do something different. Action creates clarity. It builds confidence. Every move you make teaches you something, gives you feedback, makes you stronger. But standing still, that does nothing but keep you exactly where you are. Broke, stressed, frustrated. You don't get rich by consuming. You get rich by contributing, creating, and conquering. You get rich by doing. People will call you crazy for moving fast, for taking risks. Let them. While they talk, you act. While they think, you build. The truth is, money loves speed. It follows energy. It's magnetized by those who are decisive, consistent, and obsessed with momentum. You can't think your way to millions. You have to fight for them. You have to bleed for them. You have to move toward them every damn day with zero hesitation. So the next time you catch yourself planning, ask yourself this: am I preparing or am I just procrastinating? Because the ones who make it, they don't wait for motivation. They don't wait for certainty. They act and then they adjust. And that's why they win. Always remember, action is the only currency that pays in full. Fear is the killer of fortunes. It's the silent virus that infects your thoughts, paralyzes your ambition, and convinces you to sit on the sidelines while others win. Most people stay broke, not because they lack talent, ideas, or even opportunity. They stay broke because they're scared. Scared of failing, scared of being laughed at, scared of hearing no, scared of losing what little they have, so they never take the risk to gain everything. But here's the brutal truth. Fear is fake. It's an illusion, a lie your brain feeds you to keep you comfortable. And guess what? Comfort is where dreams go to effing die. The wealthy don't have some magic potion that removes fear from their life. They feel it too, maybe even more than you, but they move through it. They act in spite of it. While you're overthinking, they're executing. While you're imagining worst case scenarios, they're closing deals. The difference isn't in the fear, it's in the response. Winners use fear as fuel, losers use fear as a full stop. Think about how many times fear has robbed you. How many business ideas you buried before they ever saw the light of day. How many times you stayed quiet in a room when you knew you had something valuable to say. How many times you stayed in a dead-end job, toxic relationship, or broke mindset because you were afraid of what change might bring. That's not life, that's a prison. And the worst part, you built it brick by brick, excuse by excuse. You want to know the real reason people who come from nothing can make millions? It's not luck, it's not inheritance. It's that they reached a point where the pain of staying broke became greater than the fear of failing. They got tired of being average, tired of being embarrassed, tired of living under the weight of untapped potential. And in that moment of clarity, they said, F it, let's go. That's what separates the top 1% from the rest. They're willing to take hits, get laughed at, fall down, and still get back up swinging. You want to change your life? Kill your fear. Look it in the eye and dare it to stop you. Because if you don't, it will own you. It'll own your choices, your income, your future. It'll steal your legacy before you even build it. But if you choose courage, if you choose action over anxiety, everything changes. Your confidence grows, your mindset sharpens, doors start opening because you finally have the guts to knock. No more waiting, no more second guessing. If you want to win in life, you have to punch fear in the mouth and keep walking. The battlefield of success is filled with people who were afraid, but they moved anyway. That's the only way you win. Stop hanging with losers. Let me make it painfully clear. Your environment is everything. Who you spend time with is who you become. You think you're special? You think you're immune? You're not. No one is. Human beings are hardwired to adapt to the people around them. So if you're constantly surrounded by complainers, doubters, excuse makers, lazy dreamers who never do a damn thing, you're getting infected. Slowly, quietly, without realizing it, your standards begin to slip. You laugh at the same weak jokes. You agree with the same loser logic. You start calling mediocrity good enough. And before you know it, you're broke, bitter, and confused about why nothing's working. Let me tell you something. Broke isn't just about money. It's a mindset. It's the language of weakness, of surrender. Losers talk like victims. The economy sucks. I'll start next year. Not everyone's meant to be rich. And if that's the noise you hear day in and day out, you'll start repeating it without thinking. You'll catch yourself defending failure. You'll start justifying being broke. And the minute you justify where you are, you kill any chance of getting where you want to be. You need to start protecting your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Your future, your legacy, your financial freedom, it's all riding on who you choose to listen to, who you follow, who you hang around. Winners move different. They don't whine, they don't wait, they don't water down the truth. They challenge you, they intimidate you, and that's good. You're not supposed to feel safe around greatness. You're supposed to feel pressure. That pressure forces you to level the hell up. If you're the smartest or most driven person in your circle, you're in the wrong circle. Winners don't want comfort, they want competition. They want to be pushed, measured, and reminded that they've still got more in the tank. You want to make real money? You want to stop being broke? Then get around people who make you uncomfortable. People who are already where you want to be. Watch how they move. Copy their habits. Get infected by their intensity. And don't kid yourself. Cutting off losers is hard. Some of them are family, some of them are childhood friends. But here's the harsh truth. If they're not growing, they're holding you back. If they're not clapping when you win, they're silently praying you lose. Let them go. You don't owe anyone your future. You owe it to yourself to break free. Because the minute you upgrade your circle, you upgrade your life. When you surround yourself with savages, warriors, and winners, your excuses die, your ambition grows, and money starts moving toward you like a magnet. So stop hanging with losers. Start building with killers. Your bank account will thank you. Money loves certainty. It doesn't care about your potential, your dreams, or your good intentions. It cares about results. It flows to those who know what the hell they're doing, or at least act like they do with conviction. If you show up unsure, half in, or constantly second-guessing yourself, you're already repelling wealth. You think rich people stumble into money with a confused mindset? Hell no. They walk into the room like they already own the damn building. Certainty isn't about arrogance, it's about alignment. It's about believing so deeply in what you're doing that your presence alone demands respect. People want to follow someone who knows where they're going. Investors, partners, customers, they don't want to hear maybe or I think. They want decisive action. They want confidence under pressure. When you walk into a room with unwavering purpose, you shift the energy. You become magnetic. That's the kind of energy that attracts opportunity, money, and power. Look around. How many broke people do you know who constantly say, I'm just not sure yet, or I don't want to make the wrong move? That's loser talk. That's fear masquerading as caution. And while they're busy sitting on the sidelines waiting for the stars to align, the winners are out there taking risks, owning their path, and collecting the rewards. You want to build wealth? Then make a decision, back it with action, and commit to it like your life depends on it, because guess what? It does. Every time you hesitate, you delay your progress. Every time you doubt yourself, you invite weakness. Money is energy, and it moves fast. It's impatient. It doesn't have time to wait for you to figure it out. You either lead with certainty or you follow with regret. Start speaking with conviction. Whether it's a sales pitch, a negotiation, or your personal vision, stop asking for permission. Command the conversation. Be so sure of your value that others can't ignore it. That's when deals close. That's when partnerships form. That's when people start cutting checks and calling you a visionary. Not because you're smarter or better, but because you had the balls to believe when everyone else hesitated. Certainty doesn't mean you always know the exact outcome. It means you trust yourself enough to move forward anyway. And here's the kicker. Even if you're wrong, moving with purpose still gets you further than waiting for perfection. Winners fail fast, learn quick, and keep attacking. That's how momentum builds. That's how empires are made. So the next time you're about to say, I don't know, stop. Replace it with, this is what I'm doing. Plant your flag. Burn the boats. Let the world know you're not just playing the game, you came to win. Because when you move like that, speak like that, and live like that, money has no choice but to follow. Never stop hustling. That's the difference between the ones who make a little money and vanish and the ones who build empires. Getting money, sure, it's tough. But keeping it, multiplying it, that's where the real beasts are made. You see, anybody with half a brain and a bit of hustle can get a decent check. You can land a job, flip something, make a quick buck online. But if you think that's it, if you think that's the end of the road, you're already falling behind. The moment you relax, the moment you think you've made it, the game changes and not in your favor. Complacency is the cancer of champions. The second you stop chasing, someone else who's hungrier, more focused, and more pissed off about being average comes for what you built. And they will take it if you sleep on it. Wealth is not something you set and forget. It's something you defend. You sharpen your edge every damn day. You grow it, you protect it, and you multiply it like your life depends on it. Because in many ways, it does. Let me be blunt. You don't retire from being a winner. The idea of chilling at the top, feet up, sipping champagne while the world keeps spinning is a damn lie. The greats never stop moving. Warren Buffett is still hustling in his 90s. Elon Musk is running multiple companies while most people can't even manage their morning routine. Why? Because purpose doesn't retire. Winners don't clock out, they level up. Scaling your wealth is about mindset. It's not just about stacking cash. It's about building systems, structures, and teams that work even when you're not watching. It's about reinvesting, not just in assets, but in yourself, your skills, your health, your network. Rich people think in decades. Broke people think in days. If you want to stay rich, think long-term and play to win forever, not just for now. And here's the raw truth. If you stop moving, you die broke. Not maybe, not kind of, you will. The economy changes, the world shifts, new technologies wipe out entire industries overnight. And if you're not adapting, if you're not grinding, if you're not in the trenches learning, building, and executing, you'll be left behind faster than you can blink. So never stop, never slow down, never settle for enough. You've got more in the tank. More to build, more to give, more to become. Keep pushing like you're broke. Hustle like your life depends on it, because your future does. Your family, your legacy, your name, it all rests on what you do next. The grind never ends. And that's a good thing, because those who love the game never lose. Broke people react. Wealthy people prepare. That's the difference between surviving and thriving. Most people wait until their back is against the wall to start making moves. When the rent is due, when the debt collectors are knocking, when the job is gone or the economy crashes, that's too late. That's desperation mode. And when you operate from desperation, you don't think clearly, you take whatever scraps you can get, and you end up settling for far less than you're worth. Winners don't wait for a crisis. Winners build before the crisis even shows up. The people who create wealth, the real wealth, are the ones who plan 3 steps ahead. While others are Netflix binging or complaining about how hard life is, they're building. They're creating cash flow systems. They're learning new skills. They're investing in knowledge and connections, in scalable opportunities. Because they understand something most people ignore. When the opportunity comes, it's too late to prepare. You either have the skills and network to strike, or you don't. And if you don't, you watch someone else take it while you sit there wondering what happened. Preparation is not glamorous, it's not sexy, it's grind work. Showing up early, staying late, learning when no one is watching, building relationships that don't pay off right away. But that's the game. That's how empires are built. You think the top 1% are lucky? No. They made moves 5 years ago so they could sit where they sit today. The broke mindset says, I'll wait until I need it. The wealth mindset says, I'll get ready now so I never do need it. You don't build a fire when you're freezing. You build it before the sun goes down. You stack wood. You prepare the space. That way when the cold hits, you're warm, you're in control, and you're ahead of the game. That's the mentality you need if you ever want to stop living paycheck to paycheck and start living with power. It's the same with your money, your body, your business, your mindset. Build it now. Don't wait until your health is gone to start exercising. Don't wait until you're broke to start saving. Don't wait until your business is failing to learn how to sell. Don't wait until you lose your job to start networking. You've got to think like a general preparing for battle long before the enemy shows up. You win by planting seeds. Every hour you spend building, even when it doesn't pay you right now, is stacking your future. Every connection, every book, every rep, it's all compounding. You may not see the fruit today, but the roots are growing. And when the storm comes, and it always does, you'll be ready. While everyone else is scrambling, panicking, trying to survive, you'll be positioned to dominate. That's the secret. Build before you need. You weren't born to struggle. You were born to dominate. So stop whining, stop waiting, and stop blaming. The life you want is on the other side of action. Not someday, not maybe, not when you're ready. Now. Get out there, take massive effing action, and never be broke again.